everybody, I'm Melissa McKay. I'm a developer advocate with JFrog, and I am here at the DevOps Speakeasy at JFocus 2023, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Henrik Ygge here today. And Henrik, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, thank you for having me.
Of course.
My name is Henrik Ygge. I'm the CTO and co-founder of a small IT company here in Stockholm called Meepo AB. We're actually sitting right across the water here. You can see our office from here.
Oh, wow.
So it's cool. Really nice being here, seeing all these people again.
Yes, this is a beautiful, beautiful city.
Yes.
It's my second time here. I'm just, yes, it's just amazing. We did a little tour in the old town yesterday and got to see, all of the really cool architecture. I could just, I definitely stand out as a tourist here because I'm busy just wandering around looking at the buildings. It's gorgeous.
And I really like the venue here. I think they've done a really good job of
It's pretty amazing. There are about 2,000 attendees, I believe, that we're expected to be here. And it's just a perfect place. It's right next to a hotel.
It's right next to the water and the city hall.
Yes.
Really, really nice.
Yes, beautiful. Well, Henrik, you've got a talk coming up, right? Did you already give your talk, or is it coming up?
No, it's tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm still nervous.
Oh, you got this. You got this. Yes.
Yeah.
Brand new to JFocus and brand new to...
I've been to JFocus lots of times since I live here in Stockholm. This is like my home conference. Yes, I really, really like it, but this is the first time I've actually submitted a talk. It's I'm nervous.
Yes,
but, it'll be fun.
Pretty typical. It feels so good when you're done too, and just thank you so much for doing it, because it's so important to our developers here to be able to learn, be able to get more educated on the latest and greatest. Plus, there's a lot of talks here about soft skills. Our keynote today, being more human. All of these are really interesting topics. And what is your talk about exactly?
It's more of a hands-on instruction of how we use dependency injection to make our code. That we build a project for several different customers, but with reusable components.
Okay.
But still having customer-specific configurations being possible in as reusable way as possible.
Okay.
So that's one thing I really strive for, like no duplication of code, having code separated and not too many dependencies. Yeah. And we've learned a lot doing this project, and I thought it was worth sharing. And I can't believe that they actually thought it as well, since I got accepted. But apparently someone thought it was good enough to listen to.
These are, I was talking with someone earlier about, going back to fundamentals too. Going back to design principles and just reminding us and new folks coming in how important it is that we design our code effectively. What would you say the biggest advantages of using, reusable components is?
Well, one thing is that it's very easy for us if we want to change something for just one customer to not have it affect the others.
Right.
And it's also very easy to get like a first version up for a new customer. If we want to demo something, it's basically just styling a front end, and we can get like most things working for them really quickly, because we have the standard components. And then if they want something special, we can just inject that where they, instead of some standard thing. So that has been really good for us to be able to produce something quickly.
Well, I totally understand why your talk was accepted, because none of us are pure experts at anything, right? There's always something more to learn, new things to learn. Yeah. And I think one of the best things about a lot of the speakers here is, as we're learning things too and developing things, and we're able to track that experience and then share it. And I think as you grow in your career, I would hope that more and more developers, the responsibility becomes to mentor the next upcoming generation and stuff, and that's part of it, right? Is sharing what you've learned, and not always approaching it like I'm the expert. No. I know everything. None of us are. Exactly,
and that's one of the things that I'm trying to get to grips with here. That even though there are probably lots of people who know this more than I do, there are certainly more people who haven't worked on at least the same project or the same problems that can get something from it.
Yep, absolutely. There's always someone that will appreciate this information moving forward.
I hope so.
And be able to apply it and, add to their own skill set, add to their own toolbox.
Yeah.
That's what these conferences are for, so that they can come and you can learn new things, learn new strategies.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, again, thank you very much for sharing your experience.
Thank you.
Are there other talks you're interested in? Are you going to be attending anything else?
I'm really interested in the state of the JVM and the JDK, what's going on in Java. So I've just been to 2 talks, one regarding what's new in JDK 19, that was really good.
Yeah.
And then one about JRuby, how the JVM is evolving and what they're doing. Yeah, so that's been really, really interesting. And I also go quite a lot by if I know that a speaker is really good. That's usually, even if I don't know if the talk is that suiting, if it's a good speaker, it will be a good talk.
Awesome.
So I'm really looking forward to Dylan Beatty's talk later because his keynote last year was excellent.
Yes, he's an amazing speaker, very entertaining, very engaging, and that makes it a lot more memorable. It's easier to learn too when you can remember the talk.
And when they're engaged, they know that they're used to sharing. They know how to communicate in a good way. Even if the topic is interesting, if you don't have a good way of communicating it, it's difficult for people to understand what you're trying to get across.
Yes.
But it's really interesting to watch these really amazing speakers who do it for a living, or like who are really, really used to it. It's a real skill.
Yes, and they weren't always excellent at it.
Everyone
starts
they are
somewhere.
now.
Yes, everyone starts somewhere, and we all get better over time.
Yeah.
Well, what would you give in the context of your talk that you're going to be giving? What is one piece of advice that you would hope your audience leaves with after they hear your session?
Ooh. When I walk around these talks, I mainly think of it as motivation. Like, this is something I want to try, or this is like a new way of thinking about things, more than like a specific technical detail that I think they are going to take along and say, oh, I'm going to use this really specific thing in my project.
Right.
More that they maybe get a new way of thinking about something, or like, okay, maybe I can just use dependency injection, or I can use, maybe I should, this code that has been bugging me, maybe if I split it up a bit, I can actually take the time to do that now, get some motivation to do it. I've been thinking about it for so long, and now is the time to do it that I actually get some, just think more about that it's time to do it.
That's a valuable takeaway. Very much so. Well, good luck on your talk tomorrow. You're going to do great. And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for having a chat with me.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
I hope to run into you again the rest of the conference.
Thank you.